Hey, it's Jacqueline here with your Monday market update for Northumberland County, and today is February the 3rd. Now, naturally, I would usually be talking about everything that happened in Northumberland real estate last week and the new listings we have coming up for you this week. However, I'm getting a lot of calls and concerns emails right now from clients wanting to know the overall impact of what's been unfolding this past weekend as it relates to the tariffs with our friends to the south. So today it's going to be a special edition of the Monday market update as we talk all things tariffs. Now, I will start this by saying I am not an economist. I am a real estate agent in Northumberland County, so everything here is my view and opinion. But again, let's talk a little bit about what has unfolded so far. So, as most of us know, we didn't get the best news on Saturday as Donald Trump did announce that he is holding to one of his campaign promises, and he's going to start putting 25% tariffs on most goods in Canada, as well as 10% on oil and energy products. And of course, yesterday, our own government responded to that they are going to be doing retaliative tariffs in response to what the US is doing. And so we all as Canadians now find ourselves smack in the middle of a tariff war. Obviously, a lot of people have concerns around what the overall economic impact is going to be on the overall economy in our country, as well as the impact, my apologies, on us in our community. Needless to say, if this continues to roll out the way in which it is looking at the moment, there will be a lot of negative impacts that we're going to be feeling. If we have job loss, if it's going to impact our manufacturing industry, obviously our local farmers in terms of any goods that they're exporting to the US, it is going to no doubt impact the overall health of our economy. And again, that spiral domino effect is going to take place that if people are losing their jobs, if people are financially struggling, that is obviously going to then perpetuate a negative impact on our local real estate market. Now, these are things I like to call disruptors in the marketplace. And I define a disruptor as something that is an outside impact that we can't really control, but is obviously going to have a residual impact on the market. Now, the good news is that this is not the first time that we have dealt with disruptors in the marketplace. I used to describe these often using my toddler's toys, and I would use dinosaurs and various things to walk through in lamest terms how these disruptors impacted us. Unfortunately, my toddlers are now big boys, and I don't know how to explain to you how this is going to impact our world using the game Fortnite. So bear with me as I try to do my best to walk us through what we're likely to see. Now, as I said, it's not the first time that we have dealt with this. And my mind this morning went back to 2020, and very much this time of year, many of us were hearing reports of on the news of something called COVID. There was a lot of fear in the community at that point in time. And as we got into March, the announcements started to come about shutdowns. And with that, we started to see a pattern erupt in the real estate market. Every time there was an announcement, something was coming down the pipeline in terms of an announcement, we would see a complete stall in the real estate market. That was a really scary time for a lot of people, not just because of the values of their home, but because we were fearful of the health and safety of our loved ones. One thing I very much remember, though, however, about that time is how much our community came together. I distinctly remember situations in real estate in which a realtor on the way to the home inspection found out that they were diagnosed with COVID, and we then had to step in and do their inspection for them, assisting clients in terms of from a safety perspective. Again, another example I like to use is anyone who traded real estate or bought or sold that time, you would have signed a document acknowledging that you hadn't traveled, you were in good health, and you needed to buy a home. A lot of people don't know is that document actually came from a little old agent in Northumberland County, being me. Again, another example in terms of what we did as a team to help clients stay safe and continue to sell real estate during a very challenging time. The interesting thing with that particular document is that I took it and I started to share it among other realtors in Ontario. It went viral, as the kids say, and ended up being a document that was used throughout the province, and I would say still sometimes gets used, although it shouldn't, to ensure that homeowners and buyers were safely able to sell real estate during an extremely difficult time. In the words of the great Ross, we pivoted and we pivoted well. I also look back on the last 2 years that we've experienced in real estate. In 2023, we experienced the single biggest downturn in the real estate market that we've experienced in over 30 years. Home values plummeted by 10% in our community, and last year we ended the year with less than 50% of homes getting listed selling. It's a really tough year to be navigating the last 4 years. But what I will say within that is we were able to sell 88% of our homes. In a market where less than half were selling, we sold 88%. And the reason I point that out is that because we can't control what's in the world. There will always be pandemics, wars breaking out in Ukraine, tariffs, and various factors that I call the disruptors that we cannot control. However, what we can control is how we support you throughout these processes. So that is my commitment to my clients and my community. There's tough times ahead. Hopefully, this all blows over and our friends to the south and Donald Trump realize the negative impacts on a tariff war are going to impact their country just as much as it is ours. Very interesting point that I heard yesterday as I was listening to various news podcasts is that we're not sending full cases of orange juice to the US. We're sending aluminum, we're sending fuel, we're sending products that they need for their businesses to continue to thrive and succeed. If they continue to chase us on the tariff agenda, their own country is going to hurt just as much as we do. I'm a proud believer in tough times like this. As communities, we come together. As a country, we come together. And that is why it is my commitment to continue to support everyone throughout this challenging time. Whether or not you're a client of ours, if you're a real estate agent in the community and you need assistance to try to work through what's ahead, we're all in this together. Till next week, take care and stay safe.